Hello, I'm Transformers fan G138, and I'm here with a video review of Transformers Prime Robots in Disguise Rumble. And yes, unlike media, he's actually blue. So, yeah. I've been getting a lot of complaints about naming the red guy Rumble when he's Rumble in the TV show and all this other stuff. But Frenzy and it doesn't really matter to me. I always think of Rumble as the red one, but in this case, they actually produced the toy as Rumble. And I don't know if he's going to end up in the show or not, but, it's a pretty neat little figure. I wasn't sure if I was originally going to get him, but, he actually looks pretty cool. Well, he's got these, cannon impactor thingies, which can separate from the car, and you got this nice little kind of hybrid CRV type vehicle. The back window is unpainted, unfortunately, and there's all this molding for the license plate, tail lights, all these molding on the front, although hardly any of it is painted. What this one does have going for it is two Decepticon logos, one here and one on the back, although extremely difficult to see with this being black behind it, and there's no white outline like some of the older Transformers used to have. And this one just blends so well into the blue plastic that unfortunately you really can't notice it. So this guy is pretty neat, He rolls pretty nicely. He rolls better when you have a sheet of paper. He's using the friction pin-in system, so that actually does create quite a bit of friction on the wheels. So it doesn't slide well on anything hard surface. But put a sheet of paper under it or anything with a little bit higher coefficient of friction. And there's my physics coming out again. But yeah. A little bit larger friction force, and those wheels have no problem rotating. So it's a pretty nice vehicle, it's pretty cool. Red tinted windows, looks ominous, looks like a Decepticon. So I'm gonna go ahead and transform this guy to robot mode and talk about him some more. And here he is in robot mode. And honestly, this guy is surprisingly short. I mean, height-wise, he's actually shorter than even Cup and the other guys. So, yeah, for a nice little size comparison, here's Generations Cup. Yeah, you can kind of tell that's... Yeah, they keep getting smaller. Anyway, it's a nice little comparison I forgot to do in the Cup video, at least. Yeah, he's pretty cool. I like him. Again, not designed to be a Classics figure. He's designed to be a Transformers Prime figure, and I think he nails that. So, pretty cool. For his articulation, he's got a hinge here for transformation. It's actually below the knee, but, cheating like that has kind of become the Hasbro trademark, especially with Fall of Cybertron Optimus Prime. So, there's that. It does have some motion, and it goes beyond 90 degrees, which is somewhat surprising. But, again, transformation. It has a hinge here in the hip, as well as a ball and socket joint. It's actually got some waist movement, and if this piece here was affixed to the waist and not part of the hinge for the stupid head gimmick, and this would be able to rotate all the way around. His head is on a ball and socket joint. Ball and socket joint arms. These whole panels move. He is wide, tell you that. He's hard to display things around. You gotta get something taller and thinner or behind him to get a nice display, and then you gotta get something small and skinny in front of him. Not an easy thing to do with the rest of the Transformers Prime stuff, at least. So he's got these things there, they look kind of cool. He's got a swivel here, and he's got a ratchet joint here on the elbow, which is kind of nifty on both sides. Some of these joints are loose in places, but nice and tough in the other, so I don't really kind of get it. Like, his waist joint is kind of weak in certain spots, but if you get it, it works perfectly. It's like the ball and sockets aren't particularly, like, designed particularly round. They look almost like quality control issues there. The hands are actually painted, which is surprising. I'm surprised they didn't just leave them blue. I have noticed on these two figures a higher than normal rate of paint applications, although I'd still like to see more, personally. Yeah. So compared with Generations, these guys actually do have a little bit more paint apps in some of them. However, the choices they did, like, they molded all this detail and it didn't paint it. At least on the other figures, they used more different pieces, so you got like a transition coloring in the arm and whatnot. But yeah, so earlier I mentioned the stupid head gimmick, and that is the revealer's quality of the deluxe class. So, and this would have so much more motion in addition to it if this gimmick wasn't there. It really is a stupid gimmick. Basically, you pull this forward, the whole assembly forward, and the head pops up on a spring. It's pretty bad. I'm like, really? Some of the paint applications themselves are not particularly on there very well. Like here, there's a spot. It actually bonded at some point to the plastic that it came in. I actually left some plastic flakes in the box. Normally I would show off the boxes too, but they're put in a box away somewhere, and I really don't want to go dig for them. So that's nice. The instruction manual, though, which I also put away, does feature a different head sculpt, so you can probably expect a Frenzy. I know the Japanese already have one for pre-order. You can get that on Big Bad Toy Store if you're really that desperate, or if you want to hang out and wait for Hasbro to think about doing it. It's an option, at least. So I'm happy with just this guy. If they do come out with Rumble in the US, I'll get him, but it's not one I'm going to go pay extra money for at Big Bad Toy Store. None of the Prime toys really intrigue me. The Fall Cybertron guys, yeah, definitely. But so he does come with these pile driver missile cannon thingies that go over his arms into his hand and actually slide down to fit right over the hand, which is kind of cool. They look like they're kind of integrated, which is kind of the Prime vibe. So, you know, he's got his little get ready to crumble before Rumble. Anyway, a little bored. So, that's cool. Like the figure. Again, the price point is probably a little high, but he's a nice figure. Glad I got him. If you have the money, pick him up. If you don't, he's forgettable. Like most of the Transformers Prime toys. If you have any questions about Rumble, please post a comment down below, and I will answer those for you. If you have any requests for video reviews, post down below or send me a message, and I will do those up. Hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.